Hey Lou, how are you doing today?
I'm great.
Great. I'm
I'm
doing
great.
great too.
Yeah. Today's a good day.
It is a
Yesterday,
good day.
not so much. Today, better.
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good day to do lower bit rate episode 3 of season 2.
Take two.
Yeah, full disclosure, we recorded episode 3 and had some technical difficulties, so this is a redo of the redux.
The Redux squared.
It's very meta.
Send all your hate to Goal XLR. They fucked it up with their update. Yeah.
Lou got a Go XLR update and our levels were not balanced.
Nope, they changed everything. But that's neither here nor there. Today's been a great day because I've been playing Pokemon. I have cycled through at least 1,000 Pokemon of the 3 starters. I have all of them shiny. I have at least 20 of them 6 IVs, which means I have good stats. And today, at an appointment in the morning, I was mentally preparing myself to grind out a Magikarp. I wanted a red Gyarados, and I was set on my mind. I got it in 8 eggs. That is unheard of.
8
eggs.
Gyarados eggs.
Yes, it took me about 300 to get the green starter Grookey Pokemon. It took me about 180 to get the water starter, and I think maybe 200 to get the fire one. So 8 eggs is perfect. I stopped playing at that point. I was like, you know what? This is the peak. I'm not gonna play until later because I'll just sit there and
Really? Okay.
yeah.
Do you need to like taper yourself off of Pokemon, or are you just stopping it cold turkey?
No, I just kind of wanted. I didn't want to play because I honestly didn't know what Pokemon to go for shiny next. I just didn't think that far ahead because I had it in my brain that it's going to take at least 200 eggs. And it takes 5 minutes per every 5. So I was thinking that it was going to be at least 3 hours of mindlessly riding my bike up and down Route 5. So and I have it down to a science. Like I thought about putting out a YouTube video,
Yeah.
explaining the route I take and the perfect. I put it in my brain and in my head, and I recorded. And I was like, you know what? I want to see how many steps it takes until you have an egg. So I put it in slow mo, counted the eggs, mapped out the route, and I do that route every single time. And every time I come back, she has an egg for me. And I could do. I think I could hatch 5 eggs in 3 minutes. If everything goes my way.
3 eggs, 5 minutes, and you're getting physical activity out of this too. You're riding your bike. That hearing you say that kind of surprised me.
Yeah, this has no physical activity. It's only thumb activity. My joystick is kind of messed up on my Pro controller. It sticks. I don't know why. Maybe I should have said that out loud.
So, do you remember you have a sticky joystick? TMI.
Yikes.
So, do you remember in the Pokemon Go game, to hatch an egg, you would walk? And I saw a video where someone put their phone up on the fan, and I did that to hatch eggs. I just painter taped my phone to my fan, my like room ceiling fan in my nerd cave, and let her rip.
I did not know that existed. However,
did you know I learned a lot about centrifugal force, if that's how you say it? Because when things start spinning, the physics, the force pushes it outwards. So the phone went flying once.
okay.
But hey, it worked. Got those eggs hatched and then decided that was way too much work for a supposed hack.
Yeah. But, to answer your question, Pokemon, I'm not going to stop at cold turkey. I enjoy the game. So, I'm only playing it because it's kind of a dead spot for me in like games. So I'm at the point where I'm playing random games. And I'm just waiting for Path of Exile's new league to come out in December. And then I'll probably stop because that game ruins my life every time a
Path
new
of
league
Exile
starts.
is getting an update in December. That's what you said?
Yeah, every 3 months, Path of Exile gets a new league. I'm doing air quotes. You can't see me, but it basically all it means is it's new items, a new league mechanic. Everybody starts fresh, balance changes, and it's like an economy refresh basically, which gets the staleness out. So there's constant numbers changing, currency. It's like an economy game, like a game within a game. It's very interesting. There's some people that only do the economy stuff. So yeah.
So I've been playing lots of Luigi's Mansion 3. Still love that game.
How many hours do you have in it?
Ooh, good question.
I have 90 hours in Pokemon in one game.
I'll make a note of that to find out how many hours in Luigi's Mansion, because I would have to get up and get my Switch. But man, I play that game every day. I love it. I've been streaming it a little bit on my Twitch, but I pick up the Switch and work on a floor, clear a floor, clear a dungeon, rescue a friend, and then I don't know, go on with my day IRL.
Is that game finite? Does it have a definitive end, or can you do something in the game that's gonna give you some more replayability?
Great question. I don't know. I haven't beat it yet. I have 3 friends left to rescue. I need to save 1 more Toad, Mario, and Peach. Got to save that princess.
Yeah, always. Wait,
she's not my princess.
She's not your princess? Is it Daisy or is it Peach in this game?
It's Peach. It's Mario's princess.
Yikes.
Still gonna save my friends though.
Yeah.
Because it's a wholesome game.
I mean, you can make an argument not to save Peach, because she gets saved every game.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Hot Damn I Rock?
No.
YouTuber? He has a sketch on what if Luigi didn't want to save Peach anymore. It's like a classic internet video.
I know. It's
adult. Don't show your kids that, please.
Good to know. Not safe for work.
Not safe for work. Definitely not.
So, have you been playing? There was a Stardew update. Have you been playing Stardew Valley?
No, I've been watching it though. I'm mostly they put a lot of things in the game. Hi, co-host. They put a lot of things in the game, but I don't know. I'm just kind of Stardewed out. Like I've played hundreds of hours on it between PC and the Switch. I kind of just I'm over it. What I'm really excited for is Spellbound, which is Concerned Ape, the guy that made Stardew Valley, his next game. That looks cool, and I want it. And I want it now.
What about it piques your interest?
Well,
Spellbound.
Yeah, well, it has a cute art style that a lot of people like from Stardew and most 8-bit indie titles.
Little pixels.
Yeah, but it has the opportunity. I don't know anything about it, but it has the opportunity to be a cutesy game that's easy to play on the surface, but you can get real sweaty about it if you really wanted to, and those are the games I like.
All right, I'm pulling up Spellbound right now on Steam. I'm very surprised I haven't heard about this.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's under the radar right now. He only put one video, and it's only one guy.
So this says it's developed and published by Wobbly Duck Studios. Does that sound right? Spellbound?
Maybe. He might have a company now.
All right, so because I know you said Concerned Ape, I think earlier.
Yeah, he's the guy. That's what he developed Stardew under.
Got it. And this game is VR compatible.
Spellbound?
There's VR support. It requires a play area with 360-degree tracking. You can do Valve, the Vive, or the Vive, and the Rift.
Yeah,
$20.
$20 is about what I expected. But yeah, I didn't know it was supporting VR. That's very interesting.
It looks really pretty too. The art is different from Stardew. For some reason, I was expecting to open up like a Stardew clone, maybe something that looks like Graveyard Keeper or something, but this looks really different.
Yeah, it's kind of like more bubbly, I guess.
It's a different animation style.
Hey everyone.
Yeah, it's more. I think I could say while Stardew Valley looks like blocky, it looks a little bit more like circle, maybe like the difference between NES and SNES, maybe.
NES and SNES,
Mhm.
maybe.
As far
I
as
would
like
say
the
more
graphical
to N64 is what I would, because of the 3D
things.
shapes. Aren't we looking at the same game right now?
We are definitely probably maybe. I can make an You can make an argument for like Paper Mario on the N64.
Okay.
Yeah, you can make an argument for that. My bad.
So you gonna pick it up in the Steam sale?
It's not on sale right now, but when it does go on sale, I will definitely buy 2 copies, one for the Switch, one for the PC, for sure.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, that's an automatic purchase.
Hmm.
Especially if it comes out on a good state on the Switch and on the PC, then I'll definitely do it. And if it has multiplayer on day one, I might be on this PC more. Who knows? But yeah, so the Steam sale
Hmm.
came alive yesterday. This is after we recorded, so I'm kind of glad that we kind of got flubbed on the audio recording.
We went full scuffed.
That was, yeah. There's like a certain like minimum scuff that we can handle. That went over
It was
by
maximum
far.
scuff.
Yeah. Um, this Steam sale seems a little bit better than the summer sale. I did not get anything in the summer sale.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of like in that in between spot where the games from last year are too early to go on sale, but this one it seems perfectly right. Um, the game that jumps out to me the most that I'm going to purchase is Resident Evil 2.
Cool.
I think $20 for that game is a perfect spot. Are you getting anything?
Yes, I'm gonna get No Man's Sky. It's 50% off. I've never bought it.
I think you enjoy that game.
I think I would too. I like I had in mind to play it with a friend and stream it, so I think it will be fun. I like the the co-op, and the fact that you can do multiplayer with friends, and just seems like fun antics are to be had.
Talking about Will, right?
Yeah, my friend Will Geeks Out. We do
Yes.
a dual stream once a week on Twitch.
Does he have it?
Yes.
Okay, so you got yourself a little bit of a guide.
Yeah. We like to play. We've played Astroneer and we like to play Deep Rock Galactic. So I really think that No Man's Sky is a great next game to play and stream. $30. Why not?
Yep, you can't go wrong. Astroneer was also a solid game too if you like exploration stuff.
So we were talking about sales. Did you have, well, before I ask you this next question, did you have anything else you were going to get in the Steam sale? I don't want to cut you off.
I'm gonna take a gander at it and see if there's anything that pops up
Okay.
that I like. But I did have one recommendation for anybody who likes ARPGs and you want to get something pretty solid for not much money that can give you at least 20 hours of gameplay. You can get Grim Dawn for $6.24, which is a
$6.
fantastic deal.
It's like a sandwich.
It's often touted as the best ARPG made. So if you like ARPGs, give it a whirl. Are you getting
Well-
anything in the real world this weekend?
Great question. Yeah, we have sales already happening. I've seen Black Friday sales already.
Yeah.
People trying to avoid the craziness. I want to get gaming related. I tried VR for the first time a couple weeks ago, and for some reason, if there's like a crazy Black Friday sale on, I don't know, a system, I would love to get one, but
Tell
that
you
might
after
be
the show where you can get one.
okay. Yeah, that would be so fun. I'm seeing that No Man's Sky has VR support, and all these games now are supported. So I would really like to, even though it makes me dizzy and motion sick, it didn't give me a migraine, which I was really happy about. But I just had to take breaks often.
Yeah,
But I enjoyed it.
when I had the VR headset, the Vive, the original one, I was getting those motion sicknesses, as most people do, but it goes away over time.
Yeah. I loved Beat Saber So if I would buy that game if I had a system to play it on. It's such a fun game.
Beat Saber's fun. There was
Like,
also like in the I used to work in a store, and we had a demo unit of the Vive in this specific area. And maybe before the store opened, I used to play the archery game on the Vive. That thing was fun.
the archery game.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're like,
You're
on
like
a
a regular Legolas over there.
You're on a tower and you have a bow and arrow. It was such a weird feeling going, like, ducking down for me, and then like reaching over and then just headshotting somebody with an arrow. It's fun.
Tell me, what do your elf eyes see?
I'm not a Lord of the Rings nerd.
Oh, sorry, I should stop quoting it. Well, something else I want to get that I have in mind is D&D miniatures for a tabletop. If I see a good sale on those, because these little plastic figurines are pricey.
I would imagine so, yeah.
Pricey as in maybe like $6 each, and then I'm just learning how to paint. And so I need some that I can mess up, I suppose, or just practice on, learn how different colors and washes and things like that work. So I would like to buy some miniatures if,
Do they come pre-painted? Are there some that you could buy pre-painted? Or is all the fun like creating your own or painting your own?
Yes and yes. You can buy pre-painted miniatures or just buy white or gray ones and prime and then paint them yourself. So this is a new hobby for me. I went to a miniatures painting class this week. It was really fun. It was peak geek. I had a great time. I had no idea what I was doing. I just went like no expectations, hoping to just learn from people that knew what they were doing. And you can make it as complex or as simple as you want. I painted a little purple vermin, like a little like vermintide little guy.
A rat, right?
Well, it was actually it was some sort of spider-looking beetle vermin. But what I like is that you can kind of hack them. I took some pictures of the people teaching the little class workshop. They brought their own that they had painted, and she had hacked this giant lizard and painted it Bowser colors, so it looked like a D&D Bowser. And then she painted a little maiden, bright pink, like Princess Peach with blonde hair. It looked just like Princess Peach. So I love the creativity in that.
You could use something else. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know anything about D&D, but you can use these little miniature figurines to display yourself or display any adversaries or anything going on in the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that possibilities are endless, right?
It's just a new fun hobby that's very zen and very chill. Just also the hobby being able to, you could do it at home. You can paint your miniatures at home alone, be an isolated nerd, or you can go out to a board game bar or a comic book shop and take a miniatures painting class. They call it a class, but it's actually just people sitting in a room painting miniatures, and you can ask questions from people that know what they're doing.
Right.
Like learn how to use the different, it can get as complex as you want.
Yeah. You mentioned the miniatures being like $6, right? Life hack for everyone: go on Alibaba, which is a site. They sell literally everything. So you could undercut the middleman and possibly get a discount, maybe, or AliExpress.
Get some to practice on.
Yeah, you can get a whole bunch of them. It reminds me of my like perler art days, perler beads.
Mm-hmm.
I used to do a whole bunch of those. I can't do them now because the dog, and I don't want him eating plastic. So
I did find one like fantasy kit that comes with, I think, up to 100, but it's 50 different miniatures and two of each. So that would be cool to practice on. But they're not very detailed, and they're not actually D&D or one of the tabletop games that you would recognize. They're just fantasy. So it's like unicorns and wizards.
Like a general thing.
But still fun. I'd like to paint some little unicorns and some mages or something.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like all those little hobbies that kind of like intertwine real life and socialization. Because a lot of gaming is just being in front of your computer, leaning into your monitor, drooling. Yeah. Sorry, projecting. Um,
Sorry, I went into a fugue state. What did I say?
yeah, not all with gaming is great though. Google Stadia launched.
Oh, let's talk about Google Stadia.
People are upset.
To put it lightly.
Yeah, people are upset. I just don't see the point in Google Stadia. I'd rather have, at the very least, I don't play consoles, but compared to this, I would rather have console. You know, you need to have great internet to make this thing work. I doubt
Mhm.
you're gonna have. Most people still have data caps on their phones, so I don't see the feasibility of that playing, outside. You could solve all of these problems with a Nintendo Switch.
A light or a
Either or.
yeah.
Yeah.
You don't even need the full Switch. You could just get the Switch Lite for how much is it? Like $200?
Switch Lite 200. Most places they're giving it away for 175 this
Ooh.
weekend. Yeah, that's a spicy deal. You could also get if you're a Pokemon fan and you want to play the game, 240 gets you a Pokemon game and the Switch, so $20 off the game.
Just one game though.
Just one. I mean, realistically, you only need one, but
Okay.
just get yourself a Switch. I don't see this popping off and being popular.
Stadia, yeah.
Yeah, we've seen this before with OnLive. I could be wrong. This could age like milk, but
Yum.
yeah, I just don't. I don't. What do you think about this? What would you buy this? Would you get this?
No, I wanted to ask you because my thought was it's just too soon. I feel like this is a what can be. Like Stadia is the future. I think it's just not yet because of the actual IRL limitations that we face in the real world. Like the concept sounds cool, but it's not delivering because people don't have the internet connection they need. There's, like you said, there's data caps. I don't know. I wouldn't pay the full amount for something I'm not sure is going to even work. So no, I'm not ready for Stadia yet.
And hear me out, right? Like, you can watch any movie at home, but there's no better feeling than going to the movie theater and watching something.
Really?
Yeah. You go to a theater, you
Why?
sit down. I don't know. It's like maybe the togetherness of it, or seeing it on a really huge screen with a better sound system than your two computer speakers attached to your TV.
Okay. Yeah.
There's
For
like
the
something about it. Like there's something like, I don't know, sacred about going to the movie theater, and there's something sacred about having your games and owning them and playing them
Yeah, but
on something that, a console that you have.
I really want to okay boomer you right now. What you're talking about is like a time gone by. It no longer exists. The sacredness of a movie theater. Every time I go to a movie theater, the person next to me is either vaping, talking to the person next to them, or answering phone calls on their phone. There's no reverence for going to see a film anymore.
Unless you go to Alamo Draft House and they'll kick their ass
All of
out.
those things happened at the Alamo Draft House. Where do you think I go?
Oh, Jesus. Oh, man. Huh. Okay. You could I'll take that okay boomer and I won't be mad about it. But
Yeah.
I mean, that still stands. Some people still like their physical media. They like owning their things. And Google does not offer confidence in that area. It's all things that you have to stream. You own licenses for that can be revoked at any given time. Or if it shuts down, you're going to be down $300+ because you decided to buy 3 or 4 games. No, that's not going to sit well with me. I don't like it. And I will not get it. Absolutely not.
Yeah, you heard it here. Stadia receives our stamp of disapproval.
Yeah.
Look out.
It's just not there yet. I think talking about it anymore would be beating a dead horse.
Well, something I really want to talk about is TV.
What a time to be alive, huh? We've been putting off talking about Game of Thrones, and we'll get to it eventually.
Yeah.
We might have to dedicate a full hour of talking about season 8, but we'll eventually get to it. But not this week. This week is all about Mr. Mondo.
Mondo.
In episode 3. What did you think?
Sin. Yeah, I liked it. It was just over 35 minutes. Episode 3 called The Sin. I have mixed thoughts on
Same.
episode 3. I'd love to hear yours. First watch, I thought the action was cheesy and poorly scripted and written. Second watch, I was like, okay, all right, I like it a little better. I saw more detail in like how the Mandalorians swoop in and save the day, because on first watch I didn't like that very much, but it's all right. I would give it an 8 out of 10. My favorite episode would have to be probably episode 1 so far.
I think episode 3 rivals episode 1. I think
Okay.
there's a lot more going on, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I would agree with you that episode 3 is an 8. It's not a 10. It was kind of like the opposite, though. I loved it first watch, and then on the second watch, I was like, some things didn't sit well with me. Weak points of the episode were just missing context for some things. Like, why does everybody have why does everybody know the Baby Yoda got jacked? I don't know. We're just gonna how? Why does everybody know the Baby Yoda got jacked from his little cell? I don't understand.
They expected the viewer to make a leap, a jump to the conclusion of how those fob trackers reactivated or why they reactivated even. That scene was really cool and pivotal, but I felt confused by it as well. I got taken out of it when I was like, why are these things beeping and how?
Yeah, context matters, and editing can ruin or make a film or TV show, i.e. Man of Steel, the last like hour or so. Trash. But yeah, there's no excuse for this. They're not tied or tethered to any TV restrictions on any commercials or anything like that. So they can do whatever the hell they want. So these little things are unforgivable. That being said, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a positive, and I'm interested to know where they're gonna go from here.
Very interested. I've been critical of the third episode, but I am a big fan of The Mandalorian, and I'm a big fan of The Mandalorian and Baby Yoda, buddy cop comedy that's going on here. Like, where are they going? The episode ends, they just blast into the atmosphere. Where can they go that's safe? Where, everyone's looking for them now. They have Imperials looking for them. They have bounty hunters. Where do they go?
Most of them got microwaved, let's be fair. But
there was a lot of murder this episode. I found that funny.
Yeah, very un-Disney-like.
Dark thing to say. He killed so many people.
I don't even think you could classify that as killed. Like, deleted might be a better word.
Thanos them. Like, all memories of you have been erased. You no longer existed ever.
Yes.
They would just he would shoot them, or he would do horrible things like set them on fire or electrocute them.
I think that's my preferred method, like setting people on fire. I think that's the most disrespectful way to go.
Every time I watched it with the subtitles on the second time, and every time he murdered someone, like he would do his wrist blowtorch, and a guy would be screaming and roasting alive. They wouldn't show it, but you could hear it. And Baby Yoda, the subtitles would pop up and it would say the child coos. Every brutal murder, the child coos. He was like, ooh.
Baby Yoda's dark. He's on a dark side. Wow.
So that's why I think the Mandalorian likes him.
Yeah, and you could draw some parallels between, the Yoda species. I'm not a big Star Wars nerd. I don't really know what kind of species he is, but they're kind of like outcasts, like the last of a dying breed. So you can
They
make
are.
those connections into why he grasped towards them, and maybe we might find out in episode 4, which is coming out Friday. Um,
Mm.
but I'm very interested. I think Deborah Chow killed this episode. I think she did a very great job.
Deborah Chow is the director. Yes.
Yes. If you didn't know, she's directing the Obi-Wan series with Mr. McGregor, which is going to be dope.
Did you like Mr. McGregor as Obi-Wan? Okay. Well,
But I think
hope
I think his portrayal of Obi-Wan is tainted by those movies just as a whole, as a package rather than him specifically. So we'll see. Because there's a lot of Obi-Wan that we did not see between episode 3 and episode 4. So
there's a lot that we saw that we didn't need to see, and then there was a lot we should have saw.
yeah.
Man. Well, I'm trying to think about where with the buddy cop comedy that I mentioned again, I'm really hoping that when we get episode 4 tunes in, because they got rid of his bassinet, remember? They threw it in the trash.
Yep.
Really hoping it opens with him perched on the Mandalorian, Baby Yoda perched on the Mandalorian's shoulder. Like a little parrot.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
How's he going to get around without his little hover bassinet?
He's gonna waddle around, just like all the memes that show him looking up at him. The memes are crazy for this show. It's great. So many adult-like memes.
So I'd like to talk about the Mandalorian, like that scene when he goes and visits the armorer and flashes back again, because we learned quite a bit in this episode.
Yeah,
about his past.
Yeah, action aside, we've learned a lot of things about. There's a lot more Mandalorians there, a lot of badasses. And they only come out one at a time.
Yeah, they're in hiding.
Yeah, they're in hiding. So I would love to know, more about why they're in hiding. I don't think we got that explanation with any of the movies, but yeah, the armor smith or the blacksmith, that lady or him, whatever. Not assuming, badass. Absolutely badass.
She has to be the leader. People have been speculating her role to the covert is what they call themselves, but the group of Mandalorians. But man, I loved the little scenes that we get every time he walks under that sigil of like the mammoth skull into the Mandalorian den. I'm like, oh, it's going to be a good scene.
Yeah, it reminds me of like Terminator-esque, like when they go into their little hidey hole and it's just everybody just chilling around in a little hallway. Yeah, it's pretty dope. I like it.
I loved the flashbacks too. I thought that was perfectly put together. I hate to say like, oh, it was edited really well, like I am an editor or something, but I like the way that they put the flashbacks overlaid with them making the actual armor. So it was like every bang on the metal would be like a traumatic memory. So he is refined by fire, just like his, super dope armor is. Everything he's gone through has made him who he is. Like it's really cool, even from childhood. I think it's great.
I think that has a purpose as well. Not as like the metaphorical sense. I think last thing we saw was him about to get bopped by a robot. Assuming his parents are dead because they threw him in there. We don't know what happens after that point. So there's a very big chance that the Mandalorian is pretty much disfigured or burnt under his helmet. So
I didn't even think about that. I just assumed someone came and rescued him. But yeah, we don't know what happens next. We don't know how he survives the robot lowering its weapon right at him.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see.
Yeah, and I don't think we're gonna get any more, metal banging scenes unless they regroup in record time.
True. Yeah, because the way that it ended, the Mandalorians all came out of hiding and saved the day. They swooped in and saved the Mandalorian and Baby Yoda.
Yeah, they did. It was pretty badass. Gatling gun Mandalorian.
Yeah.
He's a badass that has a jetpack. He's pretty cool.
Do you think the Mandalorian will get a jetpack? Because he's like, I gotta get me one of those.
Maybe, but isn't that like very Boba Fett? I don't think they're gonna go Boba Fett on us. I think
yeah.
he will remain grounded for the most part while he's on his feet.
I like how much like Spartans the Mandalorians are. Just their sense of duty and honor, and also it seems the Mandalorian has such a soft spot for orphans.
Yes.
And he himself, we're assuming it was one. So that's perhaps why he has a soft spot for this 50-year-old child.
50-year-old child, Benjamin
Little
Yodi.
Benjamin Yoda.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I'm really excited to see where they go. Episode 4. I didn't know the episode name until you said it, The Sin, which seems very on brand for what happens. I think what transpired in the episode of him, going back and saving the bounty that he took was not in his code of what he does. He's like a mercenary, so very interested to know what's going through his mind and why he did it. And all the shit show that's going to follow him because people are mad.
Yeah. I like that we can see what's in his mind. There was, even without seeing his face or his eyes, all they do is show the helmet, and somehow the scenes convey so much emotion for a faceless character. Like when he feels regret in the ship he's about to take off for the first time after he has committed the sin and dropped off the child, received his bounty. Job well done. And then he sits there and there's a long pause and we know what he's thinking. The show is excellent.
Yeah. The conveying of emotion or even humor too. Things that happen, like little things when he banged his head last episode on the little Jawa tanker thing.
Yeah.
I was laughing because I thought that shit was funny, because if that were to happen to me, I'd be like low-key pissed. Like, fuck, little midgets.
Right.
But yeah, it does a very good job of conveying the emotions and relaying that to you for someone that does not have any facial expressions.
They take their time. I love the moments when they take their time. That's why the action sequence, I was kind of like, whoa, this feels a little rushed, but I do love the slow.
You felt that
builds.
It was rushed? I didn't think so.
Yeah.
I thought it was it was a good change of pace, because if it was really, really slow, it would have felt weird to me.
I guess I wanted more to happen, and I'm like, I want it to be Star Wars, but then I also want more. Like, I don't.
You wanted a showdown between the Imperial guy and him running like a little bitch. That's what would have made it.
True. We never saw him again.
Yeah, he just like peaced out.
True.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll see Grief again? That's Carl Weathers' character.
I Have Spoken? No, not I Have Spoken. The other guy.
Carl Weathers. He's the character that hands out the bounties.
Oh, him. Maybe, possibly. He could like linger in the back of your head. There's a rumor going around that the Mandalorian shot him there on purpose because he knew it wouldn't go through. I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe. If he does, he might be like an overtime villain that comes in at the very end to spice things up a little bit, but who knows? My expectations for the show have been met, and whatever they do, I think I'll be okay with it, short of like colossally fucking it up.
I can't wait for Friday, I'll tell you that much. Count down the days for the next episode.
Yep, a couple more days. Yeah, I think I'm good this week. Short week. Thanksgiving is tomorrow, and Black Friday and Cyber Monday are this weekend, and Monday respectively. Be safe. Don't drive drunk. Don't get trampled by people at Walmart.
Yeah, stay home, be safe.
That TV,
don't go out in public ever.
That TV that's $50 off is not worth it, I promise you.
Also, you can get it all online.
Very true. Very true.
Well, thank you all for listening to episode 3 of Lower Bitrate.
We'll see you next week. Bye.